Hi, this is Jack Smith, publisher of the Skateboarder's Journal. I just wanted to give you a little preview of what's coming up in our next issue, the spring-summer issue of 2012. We start off with a tribute to Larry Stevenson, who was the founder of Makaha Skateboards and also the inventor of the kicktail. As many of you may know, Larry passed away about a month ago, and this is just our way of honoring such a great figure in the skateboarding world. Then we move on to a behind-the-scenes report of the Bones Brigade documentary, Stacy Peralta's new film about the famed Bones Brigade team. I've seen the film. I think you'll find it quite fascinating when you see it, and this is just Stacy's words about why he did the film, and I think you'll find that interesting as well. We have a feature called Long May You Skate. It's a cross-generational look covering about 50 years in longboarding. It starts off with Tom Sims, who many consider to be really the grandfather or father of modern longboarding in the 70s. Then we move into Ed Economy, who was one of the first guys to really explore riding a longboard in pools and parks in vertical terrain. And after that, we talk with Brad Edwards, who was one of the really modern guys in the early 2000s who kind of carried it forward to where it's at today. I mean, Brad is still out there ripping. And then we go into talking with Louis Poloni, who is one of the current, best longboarders in the world. The thing we really liked about Louis, as we did with Brad and even Ed, is that all of these guys, they skate everything. They skated downhill, they skate vertical, you name it. Our cover story is written by Ozzy Osbourne, entitled Finding Tony Alva. And it's an in-depth look at Tony Alva in a non-traditional interview format. Him and Ozzy just spent some time together, and rather than just the typical question-answer type interview, it's more of a conversation between two friends, and it really takes you deep into where Tony came from and where Tony's at today. And we found it to be very interesting and insightful, and I really think you'll enjoy it. The Finding Tony Alva article features the photography of MRZ, Win Miller, Glenn Friedman, and Warren Bolster. And within that, there are many unpublished photos that have never been seen before. And then speaking of photography, our photography gallery, for lack of a better name, is a look at the photography of Garrick Ray, who's a young photographer from the Northwest. Came to know Garrick a couple months back. His photography is of street skating. And the thing that we really liked about Garrick's work is that it not only was the action that he was capturing incredible, but he has an incredible eye for the locations. And I think you'll find it to be interesting and something that you haven't seen before. One of the goals when we started Skateboarder's Journal was to give coverage to all different aspects of skateboarding, as well as look at the historical aspects. And then right along with that, we really wanted to start giving women skaters the credit that they deserve. They've been around a long time. Now the level of women's skating is very high, and in this issue we have another article by Ozzy. It's called Nouvelle Femme, and it's some profiles of Mimi Knoop and Nora Vasconcelos. And it has some great photography, and it just goes into depth what these women have to go through to become good skaters. Some of the vibes they get at parks or spots and things like that. Another article in the second issue of the Skateboarder's Journal is a companion piece really to the behind the scenes of the Bones Brigade documentary. This piece is written by Barb Odanaka, who is also our new editor. And it's a piece about the early 1960s skateboard film called Skater Dater. And it's got some great skating from some of the Hobie crew and different skate teams back in the 60s. So I think you'll enjoy the background and Barb's take on Skater Dater. In every issue of the Skateboarder's Journal, we have an article titled What I Ride. For this issue, we invited Killian Martin, a modern-day Rodney Mullen, to share his thoughts, give us a little insight to what he's writing these days, not only for freestyle, but for street style, and just some of the other things he takes along when he's out skating. All right, the spring-summer 2012 issue of the Skateboarder's Journal will start mailing to subscribers right around May 14th and showing up in newsstands about 10 to 12 days after that. The second issue of the Skateboarder's Journal has 124 pages, which is up from 100 in our first issue. Our goal is to truly be a reader-supported magazine so that we may continue to keep the advertising pages to a minimum and maximize the number of editorial pages. And in order to do this, we need subscribers. If you're not a subscriber yet, you can go to the skateboardersjournal.com website, or you can find us on Facebook. You can actually order a subscription right off Facebook.